Welcome to Marketplace Live. Let's defy gravity.
Thank you, and welcome to our first ever virtual Marketplace Live from around the globe. Incredibly excited to be part of this today. I've got a fantastic partner lined up with me. I've got just coming off our earnings calls and being peppered with questions. I'm liking to be on the other side of that equation. I'm remiss in introducing myself. I'm Andy Power, Chief Financial Officer at Digital, coming to you from our office location. Albeit we're closed, I snuck in here for the audio-visual help here in San Francisco. Really excited to have everyone as part of this event. I got a sneak peek of our agenda. There's definitely a handful of sessions I'm going to be zooming in for and checking out. But without further ado, I want to introduce you to a fantastic partner of Digital Realty, Subroto Mukerji from Rackspace. And I think we're going to go into some interesting topics around partnering, technology trends, how we're working together to serve our global customer base. So Subroto, I'll take it away. Let's hear a little bit about you and your background, please.
Thank you, Andy. Firstly, thank you for inviting me to this event. I'm sure it will go great. As you said, we are all doing things for the first time virtually. So my name is Subroto Mukerji. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of Rackspace, a key partner of Digital Realty, right? And we just love working with Digital Realty. I've been in the IT services industry for all my working life, over 35 years. I grew up in India, spent my first 15 years working for an Indian services company called Wipro, and then I spent 20 years working for Digital, Compaq, HP, etc. I joined Rackspace just over 18 months ago, or about 18 months ago, as their Chief Operating Officer. And in that role, one of the things I do is run all of our environments, which includes all the facilities that we have with Digital Realty. So delighted to be here, and thank you, Andy.
Excellent, excellent. So I was so excited for this panel and spending some time with you. I was hearkening back to some pretty unique histories of both of our companies and our teams. On the digital side, obviously, over 15 years ago, blazed the trails as the first data center REIT, and came from a handful of assets now to over 280 data centers across the globe, and have certainly in the last 5+ years feel like we've gone through our transformation to be that leading global provider dedicated to the full customer spectrum, from the enterprise co-location to the multiple megawatt dedicated data halls. And Rackspace, also a true innovator from its earliest days in San Antonio to going public, going private, going back public, and also going through a tremendous transformation. I'd love to hear, as a veteran of the industry, but obviously somewhat new and part of the leadership team driving the new version and vision of Rackspace, what you see is happening on the front lines with our customers, and where do you see the business going?
Thank you, Andy. Yes, our business, both our businesses have changed so much over the last couple of decades, right? And so looking forward, we do see the move to the cloud as represented by a mix of hybrid and multi-cloud environments, that is both on-prem and hybrid cloud environments, that accelerating. We just came off a customer advisory board the previous week, and the key theme of all of our customers, and this is our top, 20, 30 customers, was that the multi-cloud environment, both on-prem, off-prem, and on the hyperscalers world, is real. That was one theme. The other theme was that their transformation got accelerated very significantly due to COVID, and they don't see that going back. So whether you choose 3 years worth of transformation in 6 months, or somebody said 5 years worth of transformation in 6 months, it accelerated that. And the place that we have got to, even as the vaccines, etc., become effective, we are not going to go back, because where people ended is a better place than where they started from.
Interesting, very interesting. You know, I think our partnership is reflective of so much of really this incredible role we get to play, being this critical infrastructure provider to really so many different businesses and consumers, and what they're doing today and what they're doing tomorrow. And it really harkens back to, I think, what we've been doing our own transformation here at Digital, with our launch of Platform Digital, with our data gravity index, really trying to identify where the puck is going, and solving our customers' pain points across now with coverage, capacity, and connectivity, 49 metropolitan areas, 24 countries, 6 continents, many of them. You are such a trusted partner of ours, delivering within our physical 4 walls. I think that collaboration speaks to it, an open partnership. And on that point, we've got this theme of solving together. That's a big theme within Marketplace Live, as we want to bring all of our customers and industry constituents together, because we know we got complicated problems, complicated opportunities. What does solving together really mean for Rackspace and you?
Yeah, I'll absolutely address that. But I want to begin by saying that the fact that our thinking is very similar is reflected in the choice of words as well. The Rackspace Thought Leadership Forum is called Solve, right? That's what the name of our forum is. That's what we go under when we release a white paper, when we release a discussion. And that you have chosen solving together as the theme of this is very, very appropriate. Look, I think the combination of our 2 platforms together allows customers to interact ecosystems of networks, clouds, and partners. We have iterated our offerings to be deployed everywhere. That includes offerings like AWS Outposts or vXRail or DellEMC ECS. We want our partners to be able to deliver multi-cloud solutions powered by this Rackspace technology, and conversely, tout that our services are powered by our partners' world-class data center infrastructure, in this case, your infrastructure. So I think solving together, we have the right combination of locations, communities of interest, software-defined services to solve for, as you have used this word, which I think is very appropriate, to solve for the data gravity challenges.
Yeah, we are really proud of not only our partnering and coming together for these complicated solutions, and thinking ahead for our customers, and jointly with a company like you and yours, but also really trying to look around the corner as to what's next. What's the next big issue for our customers? Data gravity, as you mentioned, is at the heart of that. We see this hybrid world that you and we are living in day to day, getting incrementally data intensive, and data, knowing where those data hubs or those appropriate placements can, we think, affect your performance for workloads. So really try to make sure we're aligning to where that opportunity or those pain points can be relieved in any format we can. I was thinking I'm the CFO, you're the COO, so we've got cost and security, physical security, cyber security, you name it. How are your customers really tackling those? How much of a priority do those kind of fall when you're speaking to your customers day in, day out, in the various forms of security and also kind of efficiencies and costing?
Absolutely. That's a very good question. In fact, the 2 things that have clearly got accelerated due to COVID, in addition to our ability to transform, is people are becoming much more cost conscious and looking for cost effective solutions, and security has become an even bigger issue, especially as the people and customers and employees had moved to a work from anywhere environment, right? So we see enterprises having a burning desire to, on the one side, adopt the cloud and the native tool sets of the cloud, both on-prem and off-prem. But they are also looking to expedite time to market by avoiding a wholesale migration of their workloads to the public cloud, which takes months together. So we can solve this problem by forging secure, low latency connections between private cloud environments hosted, for example, in your data centers, and the private cloud and the public cloud through solutions like Digital Realty Service Exchange or Rackspace's Rack Connect global solution. Our customers can then have both the public cloud compute and the tool sets that call back to disaggregated private cloud data in a next-generated object storage kind of platform, such as what Dell is offering through DellEMC ECS, as an example, right? So we do see these two things, a cost optimization as well as cloud security, as two things that have got even more accelerated in the last few months.
Interesting. I was just talking to a colleague about some of the burgeoning technologies, and some of it's coming to hit home in my world, and the topic of repeatable process automation and the bots and from a control environment, and that even expands on to artificial intelligence, machine learning. How much do you spend with your customers thinking use cases that aren't thriving today within their workloads or their applications, but could open doors for the future? Things that are almost in the lab and starting to roll out, but really could be different ways they can interact with their vendors and partners and customers. I was curious what you're seeing from your seat on that front.
Yeah, so a really interesting question, right? So we are finding that almost all of our enterprise customers are realizing that every company is a data company, right? So data is becoming critical for everybody. Ultimately, they see data as an ability to derive value that gives them a competitive advantage. And they look to us oftentimes to unlock that value. As to AI and ML, people are wanting to adopt it quickly, and we are starting to see use cases all around. In multiple industry, in multiple business cases, we are seeing customers develop or look for AI and ML solutions. The one area where we see a lot of interest, but not yet too much of deployment, is in the area of IoT. But that might be partly because we are not in the deep manufacturing space, right? Like factory automation, etc. But technologies or whatever new technologies like leveraging data appropriately, using AI and ML algorithms, right? Taking the compute to the edge such that latency specific applications can be solved for. We are seeing adoption for them across our enterprise customer set.
That's fantastic. I know some of your customers are really changing the world, from healthcare industries to technology industries or manufacturing or financial services, and it's exciting to hear that they're on the front lines thinking about what could be the next innovation that really could change the world in so many fronts. I can tell you on our front, whether it's artificial intelligence, we're thinking about what does the data center of the future need to look like in terms of power densities, connectivities, localization. We're also thinking, like you said, where does the commercial Internet of Things, where does 5G, where does that leave us? And we've made some announcements around our Kinetic Edge Exchange, really trying to connect with other partners, including Rackspace, as to where they need to place their workloads, not just today, but where they will, call it 10, 20, 30, 40 years down the road. So quite exciting times for our business, to say the least. I think we're coming down to probably the home stretch of my time with you. I got to throw a fun one in here. What have you been doing? Books you've been reading? You're streaming on the Netflix or Amazon Primes. What has your household been doing to get to relax and recharge in these turbulent times we're living in?
Thank you, Andy, for asking. So first of all, I know you have a newborn at home, so I hope you have been getting enough sleep and staying healthy. You certainly look it. So compliments to you, right?
Thank you.
So we are empty nesters. I thought I would use the opportunity to not have to travel and be in a hotel or in a plane to become more healthy. And but what has happened is that I have enjoyed my wife's Indian cooking so much that it's actually gone the other way, right? I put on a little bit of weight that I shouldn't have. But apart from that, it's been, it's amazing how quickly we adjust to change situation. It's been great being at home these 9 months and getting to spend some quality time with my wife. I'd been traveling like 42 weeks in a year prior to that, right? So that's been good. I have been catching up on my reading. And since you're a CFO, the latest book that I read was a very interesting one called The Psychology of Money by a guy called Morgan Housel, who writes for Motley Fool. So not a plug for the book, but I enjoyed reading it. So I'm catching up on a lot of reading.
Excellent.
Trying to burn those extra pounds that my wife's cooking is imposing on me.
Oh, that's fantastic. On my end, I am really fortunate to be blessed with a happy and healthy wife and a happy and healthy 9-month-old daughter. I honestly, I haven't been getting a lot of time to do a little reading or streaming, and I'd say thank you for the compliments. But Madison, our daughter's just starting to crawl now, so I'm going to be able to hopefully work off the pounds that I gained from being so close to the refrigerator as a home office for most of this time. So that's great. So just to wrap it up, Subroto, anything else you want to share, and then I'll close this out. Anything else on Rackspace or partnering or around our event here today?
No, thank you once again for having us over. I hope everybody in the audience and everybody is safe and healthy, and that's what we wish for. The partnership between Digital Realty and Rackspace is really, really strong. We look forward to building on it further and serving our joint customers as they go through these challenging and interesting times. Thanks again, Andy.
Excellent. Well, thank you again for taking the time. We really appreciate it. I love seeing you over the screen, even better in person. Again, I thank our entire audience for dialing in. I hope you found this interesting. Please make sure you stick around. We're excited to have you here for our Marketplace Live event. And again, thank you, Subroto, for taking the time. Really appreciate your partnership and excited to see where we're going to go together, helping our customers around the globe in the next 12 and 24 months. Thank you.
Andy, cheers. Stay safe.